I have never seen a single Rainbow Six Siege game, and I'm going to jump into Siege as a completely brand new player. Will this game be hard? Will it make me go insane? And since I've been having so much fun on Counter-Strike and Valorant, will this game be fun? These are questions that I needed to know the answer to. So I've been loving competitive shooter games lately, and then I see this Rainbow Six Siege game on Steam, and it's on sale for $5. I like games that have a high skill ceiling, ones where you can pull off some crazy plays, and multiplayer teamwork can be cool too, sometimes. I guess it's the clip-worthy moments that I find exciting and get my adrenaline pumping, and Rainbow Six Siege sounds like it might have a lot of these same fun things. But I know games like this can be serious. So today, my biggest goal of all is to help out my team the best I can, and not be the worst player that ends up wrecking the game for my whole team. The game opens up for the first time, and it looks like there might be a problem already. I thought this game might have a lot of buttons and things to use, and because of that I thought it might be hard to play. But right away I can see that not only is there one tutorial to go through, but 3 of them. I don't think I've ever seen 3 different tutorials for a game. Not the first time you open it up anyway. What have I gotten myself into? Normally, I'll just jump into a game and learn as I go, but for the players of my team's sake, I made sure I did the tutorials and listened well to the instructions. I thought they were pretty good. The tutorials taught me the game steps in simple rooms. As I moved through these different rooms and small tests, I learned how to attack and defend and what all the different buttons do. Kinda. Now, I felt ready to play for real. Entering into my first game, I quickly learned that doing one task at a time in the tutorial is very different from doing many tasks at once. Things like breaking the boarded windows, throwing a grenade around a corner, and peeking to try and find where the enemies were was so much harder when you have to do it all at the same time while other players are trying to stop me. It was rough. The game felt smooth in the tutorial, but in a real match, the controls felt clunky to me. I had to pause to remember the right button for leaning. My recoil was also very weak. I got absolutely destroyed. If I wanted to do something like lean to a corner, I had to stop for a moment, think about what the button was, press it, and then continue on. Super noob style. But I could at least see what the problem was. It was just up to me to fix it. Before I turned on this game, I was looking for a PvP game with a high skill ceiling, because they can be super fun. And well, I got just what I asked for. Forgetting that before you work your way up in skill level, you need to start at the bottom. And this was a reminder of what that felt like. Later, when I switched to defending, I did not even know where I was hit from. A single game, and that was enough for me for now. I took a break. I had to reset. Not reset my computer or my bindings, but myself. I was not good. Learning Rainbow Six Siege for the first time was a huge hill to climb, but I was determined to push on. I was ready to try my hardest. It was here I thought about why I love tactical shooters, the challenge of getting better. I joined a second game. Immediately things were looking so much better. The very first round in, and I got a kill. This is exactly what I needed after being a training dummy for the other team in my first game. Finally, a game round that let me see some action. It was fun. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, it turns out I got a double kill round. I had a small glimpse of hope that maybe Siege really can pull me in and make me become a regular player. That was until I realized just how little I understood the maps in this game. I still had no idea what I was doing. I kept on playing, trying to learn things as I went. I tried to remember the different rooms of the building and thought about where might be a good spot to attack or defend from. In this second game, I made sure I picked an easier agent for me to play on. I wanted to focus on finding the enemies and moving around the map. I wanted the most simple abilities I could have. There was already so much else I was trying to learn. Things were going much more smoothly. But then, something happened that I really hoped never would. I was playing close to my teammates and trying super hard to keep the attacking team out of the building. It was one of the things that I was trying to make sure did not happen while being so new to the game. I was trying to make sure I didn't get in the way of other players. I tried to make sure I didn't make any noise near them to give away their hiding spot. And I did not want to do any damage at all. to my team, but I accidentally killed a teammate. I just straight up shot old mate in the back of the head. It was my biggest goal before I started this game for the first time to be helpful to my team, and I completely wrecked him. I wasn't sure if we both stuffed up or one more than the other, but it didn't seem to matter too much. We ended up losing the match. I was back to redeem myself. At this point, I can't say that I was hooked into Siege yet. I made sure I practiced with a few different weapons. I was keeping my character picks as simple as I could and starting to get an idea of how most of the maps work, like where the bombs were, where the enemy team would try and break in from, or where was a smart place for me to try and break in if I was attacking. In between games, I did find myself thinking about the matches and what I could have done differently. I thought about new things to try next time. I wasn't hooked yet, but I could see what made some people like it so much. It made me wonder, was I finding this game fun, or is it just me going insane? I opened some packs I had, not sure what these are for exactly, but fair enough. And then I found myself queuing for yet another game of Siege. I came into this match way more aggressive than before. I was moving faster. I felt like I was getting the hang of it a bit more, and for the first time, I was getting more kills than the other players on my team. It was fun. This did not mean I was getting good. I definitely wasn't. But for the first ever day of turning this game on, I could see improvement. And this game went down to me being last alive against way too many other players on the other team. I tried to hold a corner to find out info about where the enemy was. The only way I would have a chance here is to take on one at a time and hope that they push me so I'm in a stronger position. It works. Because I'm completely outnumbered, they push me and I use the corner to my advantage. I try to control my gun recoil. I get one, but then...
Mission fails. All friendlies have been neutralized.
3 Rainbow Six Siege games, with some tutorials and learning in the middle, was finished, with all being losses. But I was okay with that, because more importantly, I learnt a lot. This game was hard, but that's one of the things that makes it so great. It did make me go insane, but only a little bit for now. Up until today, I had never watched a single Rainbow Six Siege game. And after jumping in as a completely brand new player, I now at least can get into some gunfights where I don't get completely destroyed. Some of the time anyway. It gave me a glimpse into the world of Siege and just how complex and tactical it can get. Just like I'd guessed at the start, the height of players' skill in this game can go insanely high. Plus, I installed this game in the first place because it sounded like it had a lot of the gameplay stuff that I like. And I can say for certain now that it certainly does have some mega cool things about this game. Stuff that I haven't really seen in other games before. The kind of things that can get your heart rate going and that can be super exciting. There was just one more question that I needed to answer, and that was if I thought this game was fun or not. Well, I wouldn't be interested in playing it again if it wasn't, but I think I'll be back for some more Siege.